This is a gabbro earring. All craft store ship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with gabbro and decorated with donkey bone and poplar. This object is adorned with hanging rings of clear zircon and donkey bone and menaces with spikes of gabbro and wood opal. That's a nifty little piece of jewelry. So, anyways, back to what we're actually worried about. And I already see somebody blinking. Who the hell is that? Urvad. Looks like he's already injured. Let's see. Your health. Heavy bleeding pill. Ability to stand loss. Motor nerve damage. Sensory nerve damage. Somebody help him out. Looks like the Connectin and Zazit are trying to lend a hand to him. Let's jump into the battle log real quick. Let's see. Oh, geez. What's wrong, game? Let's see. PK3, he runs up to the first gray werewolf wrestler and hacks it in the left hand with her red steel battle axe, tearing apart the muscle, opening arteries and tearing sensory nerves. She charges at the werewolf with a ferocious scream and hacks at the werewolf wrestler in the right hand, cutting it off the body. She tackles the werewolf wrestler and hacks it again while holding it down on the ground, cutting its left upper arm, cutting off its left arm almost at the shoulder. She strikes the werewolf wrestler in the upper body with the pommel of her battle axe, fracturing the bone. Let's see. PK3 bites the werewolf wrestler in the upper body, tearing the fat and bruising the left lung, and latches on. She shakes the werewolf wrestler around by the upper body. Before the werewolf breaks the grip, she hacks the werewolf wrestler in the upper body with her red steel battle axe, tearing apart the muscle and tearing apart the right lung. It opens arteries by the attack, causing the werewolf to wheeze and gasp for air. PK3 strikes the werewolf wrestler in the upper body with the pommel of her red steel battle axe, giving it even more trouble breathing. She hacks it in the left upper leg, cutting it off the body, then the right paw, and then finally punches it in the head with her right hand, tearing the skin. She hacks the werewolf wrestler in the head finally with her axe and tears apart the muscle and shatters the skull. So that thing's down. Master Azra. Master Azra runs up to the first gray werewolf wrestler, scratching in the arm, tearing the fat. He bashes a werewolf wrestler in the head from the side with her bone bow, tearing apart the skin. Bashes it again in the lower arm, tearing apart the skin. So you're an archer, you must be out of ammunition. You bash another one in the head, tearing apart the skin and stunning it. You get another bash, you're mostly just tearing the skin. Master Azra dodges an attack from the gray werewolf wrestler, swinging his fist and bashing it in the right upper leg with her hand, but it glances away. Werewolf wrestler counterattacks but misses, so they begin dancing back and forth before the werewolf wrestler tackles Master Azra to the ground. The Ace Man, he swings his mighty steel warhammer at the first werewolf wrestler, tears the skin twice, swings another attack, going for the head, but the attack just glances away. Let's see. Aceman charges ferociously at the gray werewolf wrestler and gets bashed in the right lower arm with his warhammer, chipping the bone and tackles him to the ground. The Aceman stands back up and lifts his weapon and bashes the werewolf in the leg, tearing the skin. He bashes him again in the foot, tearing the skin. You gotta start breaking bones with that. You gotta recruit. Just some recruit. He has a steel short sword. He slices the first one in the right lower arm. Let's see. Doesn't look like. Oh, right eye tooth cuts out a werewolf's right eye tooth. Let's see. The recruit stabs the werewolf wrestler in the right hand from behind, and the severed part sails off in a bloody arc. Let's see. That's about it. Oh no, the recruit also cuts it in the leg, severing it from the werewolf's body. He's got a bow dwarf running with thermite. Let's check out what you've been doing. You pretty much led this attack. You stab the first gray werewolf wrestler that you reach in the right paw with your black steel. What the hell? Wakizashi? I'll just call it your waki. And breaks the bone, tearing ligaments and tendons. He swings his waki again and hits it in the upper body, tearing the werewolf wrestler's liver and lodges it in his guts and twists it around. He pulls it free and stabs the werewolf wrestler again in the lower leg with his walkie, fracturing the bone and tearing ligaments and tendons. He stabs the gray werewolf wrestler in the hand, fracturing the bone, tearing arteries and tendons and ligaments apparently. He stabs a gray werewolf wrestler and tears up the heart, opening a major artery. Blood gushes everywhere, and he laughs and rips it free, and he goes for the next one, slashing at it quickly and cuts its paw off. Let's see. Wow, that walkie is either breaking bones or... Seems like it's either breaking bones or just removing body parts. Let's see. Scratch a one. Why would you scratch when you got that badass weapon? The great werewolf wrestler misses him. So you slash another one in the tail, cutting it off at its backside. Let's see. Oh, running with thermite strikes the gray werewolf wrestler in the head with his alder crutch, since he's probably got a mangled leg, tearing the skin and stunning it. He gets charged but misses. With the attack he swings at, running with thermite, but still gets tackled to the ground. Let's see. You strike one with the pommel of your weapon, tearing the skin. You stab another one from behind with your weapon, tearing the muscle and shattering the left floating rib, opening an artery and tearing tendons. You lodge it in its back and twist it around, rip it free, then stab it in the lower arm from behind, breaking the bone. Let's see. You get knocked down again, roll out of the way of another attack, then jump back up and scratch the werewolf in the guts, tearing the fat and bruising the liver. You stab another one in the right lower arm with your walkie, shattering the bone, tearing ligaments and tendons. Let's see. Lodge that weapon in the wound. Some mace dwarf. I need to check out, let's see, Duck Connect. Duck Connect stabs the gray werewolf wrestler in the upper body from behind with his steel spear, tearing apart the muscle, fracturing the right rib and fracturing the left false rib and tearing the left lung. Let's see. The werewolf begins wheezing as Duck Connect twists his steel spear around in the wound. He rips it free and stabs it again in the left upper leg from behind, chipping the bone. He tackles the werewolf wrestler and they tumble to the ground. Let's see. Who was that I seen on the ground bleeding? It was just an NPC dwarf. Let's see, we've got a couple werewolf wrestlers that are trying to run around behind. Ooh, who's that who just went Super Saiyan? Master Ozra just went Super Saiyan. That's nice. He's running around with his bow, bashing the shit out of every werewolf wrestler he can get close to. There's body parts flying every direction. Looks like Zahn, the bow dwarf, actually has arrows though, but he must have just ran out. All the dwarfs catch up to the last werewolf and rip him to shreds. We'll go ahead and throw down the gate now. Let everybody get back to work. Let's check out what happened. What the hell? Aha, that's because they don't have names. Let's see. Gray Werewolf Wrestler. This one has 7 pages. Wow. This one just didn't want to go down. That must have been the leader or something. The final hit was from the expedition leader, stabbing it in the head with her steel spear, tearing the muscle and chipping the skull and tearing apart the brain. So we decimated a lot of the prisoners that we had, just to have a little bit of fun and get some revenge. Urvad is down there, laying on the ground, his legs all mangled. He can't go anywhere. Who's this? Jello Snark, the mighty commander, rushes back to the recruit and waves to him before grabbing... What the hell did you just grab? Before picking up a U-bucket and running off instead of helping his friend. All the other dwarfs are too worried about body parts and equipment that's been dropped to the ground. They just ignored the friend. Poor Urvad. He lays on the ground bleeding. Somebody will get him eventually. Now we have a bunch of discarded mechanisms and cages, but that's okay. I'll leave them there for the next person who wishes to have some fun. Since we got some of this room cleared out, go ahead and get this furniture storage going again. There we go. Let's check on our food. Our food is good. We're starting to run low on drinks. I think we do need to expand our farms just a little bit. I don't want a whole bunch of drinks. Probably 10 brews. That'll catch us up just a little bit. But I've been watching our plant stockpile, and it looks like it's been staying about the same level. I know we have that small farm right there. I'm pretty sure we got another farm somewhere else. Can't remember where any damn thing is, but I'll find it, and we'll get started again. Well, we are back again, and I know I herped and derped a little bit. I knew that there was farms up here. I just wasn't paying attention to the different soil types. We already had farms set up. I already have a few of them going. Our farm system's working again. Let's see what else. I went ahead and designated a bunch of these rooms up here to have all the walls and the floors smoothed down. Make them look a lot nicer. This new bedroom up here, I have started to put items in there. Went and looked at the nobles, and we have a mayor now. And our mayor is pissed. But not as much as the dungeon lord. All he has is a meager quarters. So we're going to be giving him a fancy bedroom. And soon we'll move down there and we'll start getting all those other fancy bedrooms dug out. Right now I went ahead and assembled our military team right outside the front gate because we're going on a slaughter tour coming to an illithid near you because I noticed some illithid dust popping up here. So there's a bunch of them ready to ambush us. So let's go ahead and slaughter them since we had to hide from the siege. We did have that fight with the werewolves, but that's okay. So what else? I suppose that's it. So let's go ahead and move all these guys outside the front gate so we can close up the fortress once again. Let's see. There's all kinds of dogs and puppies following everybody outside. Don't want to hit this switch too early and end up losing some dwarfs. What would be horrible right now is if we got sieged. I don't think that'll happen though. But it would suck quite a bit. Let's see, it looks like our mayor's coming out to hit the switch. I'm already seeing arrows fly. What's going on? It's a red fox. Huh. So our dungeon lord decided to go ahead and slaughter a red fox for some reason. Oh, you doggies are going to perish. Oh, doggies fell down. They'll be alright. Okay, so, bridge is down. Let's go hunting. Ah, there's the illithid dust. Let's go get those bastards. Oh, somebody's running way ahead of everybody else. But it's too late. The ambush has begun. Who is that running all the way out in the front? Running with thermite. Well, no wonder he's running so fast. So, the trap is sprung. And the Mind Flayer and Wrestler and Running are already fighting. Running with Thermite slashes at the Mind Flayer Wrestler in the lower body with his black steel walkie, tearing apart the muscle and spilling her guts across the ground and opening an artery. The weapon's lodged inside of the wound as the rest of the dwarfs show up. Let's see. PK3 is fighting. Let's see. She runs up and punches the first Flesh Warper Wrestler in the left upper arm, shattering the bone through the cloak. That's good. We have one of our NPC swords dwarfs. He charges his first foe, slashing at it in the upper face tentacle, cutting it off and tackles it to the ground. He uses his weapon to stab the Flesh Warper Wrestler in the upper body with her short sword, bruising the muscle and shattering the middle spine's bone. Wow. That enraged the wrestler, but I don't think that's going to save that wrestler.